believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
Happy fucking Mother's Day, everyone. Yes, it's the day in which we celebrate Joan Crawford's birthday by buying our very own mothers expensive gifts and taking them out to fancy restaurants where we wait 2 hours in line even though we already have a reservation. Yes, quite the full day and a half, but it could be worse. Could be much worse. You could be stuck watching the movie Mother's Day. Well, my mother lives 3,000 miles away, so here I am alone by myself reviewing this 1980 wannabe piece of shit redneck horror film. This movie is a motherfucker. The film is written and directed by one Charles Kaufman. No, not Charlie Kaufman, the writer of Eternal Sunshine. Although I imagine that non-existent Donald Kaufman could turn in a blank script and it would be a billion times better than anything that Charles Kaufman has written here. Charles is the brother of Troma President Lloyd Kaufman, and I'm sure that this is just a huge coincidence, but Troma released Mother's Day. I will say that it's not the worst movie that Troma has ever released. Ever see Girls' School Screamers? But it's way fucking up there. Seriously, I would rather watch Igor and the Lunatics with a group of NAMBLA members than watch Mother's Day again. We've seen a million fucking movies like this, and I think I've reviewed more than one movie like this. But the plot concerns a redneck mother and her two nitwit sons who live out in the middle of the woods. For some reason, they kidnap passerbys and butcher the living hell out of them. The boys do it to please their mother, of course, and how very Anthony Perkins of them. I don't even know why I'm talking about this now, because other than a retarded opening sequence featuring a hippie chick and axe and acting like this...
And it's like we all had the materials provided inside us, and God handed them down to us. Charlie, you've got to split.
We don't actually get back to the mother and the brothers till about halfway through the movie. That's pretty fucking slow for a movie where in the first scene it is so anxious to get to the violence that blood sprays before the blade even hits anybody. We've got this opening credit sequence where we overhear three girls yammering back and forth about pure bullshit. And that's nothing, because the next 40 minutes or so are just that. Three very annoying girls yammering. It's 10 years after college graduation, and they get together for a camping trip to the woods where they reminisce about their college years. And when I say they yammer about bullshit, I mean they yammer about bullshit. In fact, the topic of bullshit may be a step up for them.
Hey, which way do you guys want to go? Left or right? Huh? I got a decision. Quick, come on, which way? That's where we're going. Gotta be left or right. Left, right. Right, no, left, left. Oh, God damn it.
We also have scenes of them wearing paper bag masks and messing up a grocery store, plus a flashback scene where they fuck with some college stud. And all I have to say about this scene is, Tommy James, how could you? You know what? If I want to watch Sex and the City, I'll fucking watch Sex and the City. And I fucking hate Sex and the City. I do not need that show crossed with Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Eventually, the three girls are stuffed in their sleeping bags and dragged back to the shack house of the mother and her yokel wonder twins, but only after they are warned by the creepy old guy in the store. You know, if all of these creepy old guys in slasher films really gave a shit about the doom that lied ahead, you'd think they'd call the cops or something. The problem with this goddamn movie is that it's way too fucking goofy to be taken seriously. There is a gang rape scene in this film where the mother makes her sons have sex with one of the girls while the other two girls watch from upstairs. Sure, that sounds like it could be a little disturbing, but seeing how the scene has the mother making the girl wear a Shirley Temple outfit, and it contains dialogue like this...
To the bottom of the poor man's leg. Bang! Bang!
Please let me go.
Bang! Sit down!
The movie might as well be called Forrest Gump's The Girl Next Door. In between all of these scenes of violence, there are ridiculous filler scenes that if they are to be taken seriously, this movie needs to be stocked on the short bus. There's a fucking training montage in it that has a music riff on the Rocky theme, and the dialogue between the two brothers mainly consists of them arguing on which is better, disco or punk.
Disco's stupid.
Punk sucks!
Disco's stupid.
Guess what? This movie both sucks and is stupid. Plus, we all know that disco is king. Two of the girls get away alive, and we have that cliched scene where one of the villains is dressed like a fucking cop and tricks the girl. I've seen scenes like that more often than I've seen my own reflection in a mirror. After that, the movie goes into I Spit on Your Grave territory and becomes a revenge film where the girls pick off the Petticoat Manson junction one by one. Yes, there is crotch violence to be seen. Anyway, once the other brother gets Drano poured down his fucking throat and a TV thrown over his head, I kept expecting an anvil bearing the Acme logo to be dropped on someone's foot. But all of that shit just makes the final death scene seem really fucking lacking. After you have penis picking and TV smashing, suffocation to the face with a plastic boob, lame. There's also this bizarre sub-story where the mother keeps her boys in fear by telling them that her monstrous sister, named Queenie, roams the woods and is out to kill her. And all I have to say about that is that if you have a plot with someone or something named Queenie, you're a fucking idiot. In a subgenre that includes movies like Unhinged and Lake Dead, this movie probably isn't the worst, but that's kinda like debating drowning versus burning. Either way, it's gonna hurt.
Darlings, you have made your mother very proud.